And pardon me for that, there was just a bit of outage there, so there was a glitch, but we do have the backup generator, so we are back on here. What I will do, I will just make this the second part of the Chalice talk for tonight. So if you didn't see the first part, you go and watch the first part. What we did in the first part, we just put this together, showed you how to prepare it and how to get it ready. So I am really hoping, that those of you who may be just looking at this video, the second part of this chalice talk, how to put engage the chalice together. I really hope that you would have seen the first part. Because now what we're going to do is to light the chalice. So again, if you didn't see the first part, how to put it. I know you may be saying, oh, I can put chalice together. Well, I'm sure you can light it too, but you should still watch the first part. And especially again, for those who would be ordering their brand new chalices. Of course, many ones, I'm sure many ones who are, ordering their chalice for sure this will be the first time a lot of them are partaking of the Holy Cup. And I just want to make sure you have everything in order. So now again, we already blessed it. We're still going to say a prayer for this new video. Lord Christ, Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, blessed Lord, sweet. Again, you take your stick and you light the stick with the fire. So we don't just put the lighter on the fire, no. Even if it's matches, we don't put the matches on the fire like that neither. You get the ganja stick or any proper stick or anything of nature, where you can put it on, and be careful even with the wood that you choose, because gasoline, the gas in this is natural to it. Even the sulfur on the matches, it's natural at the same time, but not natural for you to just inhale and take in. A lot of things are natural. That don't mean you breathe it in. A lot of plants, tobacco is natural. I wouldn't encourage nobody to be smoking no tobacco. You light it on the stick, it's a much spiritual vibe. You get a better vibes. Take it from those of us who have been through it. When you light a chalice with a lighter, even with brown paper, it's a different spirit than when you light it with the ganja stick or with the coal from the fire, from log wood or the acacia tree, something of the sort. So you light it, you elevate. Of course, now being music is the best, eh? Timbrets and harps. So what it is when you light it, I just gotta remember I'm teaching a class here. When you light it, you need to spread the fire on the kutchi. You don't just, take your time, deal with it with patience. Make sure the fire is spreading over the kutchi. That's very, very, very important. Because now you're considered to be the man with the pot spoon. And the chalice has to be lit properly, even before it passes on. That's why they say priest is supposed to light the chalice. Priest. According to someone's King Emmanuel, light every chalice that he burn. Selassie, yeah? So as I said, it's just a meditation moment. It's a meditation. Holy Manuel Eyes, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Chalice talk, we call this. When you take a drop, you must blow the smoke out of the hole. Especially if you're going to pass it on to someone else. When you pass on the cup, it's good to just give it a wipe. Simple. Some people go and do all of that. It's up to you. If you have a rag, it's better. But you see, when you partake of the chalice, you're not supposed to suck it. In fact, some people use that term, I'm gonna suck a pipe. That's what some brethren used to say in the olden days. I haven't heard the phrase in a while. Someone would say, I'm gonna kiss a pipe. Someone said that in the Bible, when a brethren would meet a brethren coming from a visit and they said they kiss one another, that chalice they go in the tent and blaze. Sounds like a good analogy. So one will say they kiss a pipe. But I'm saying when you partake of the chalice, as I said, this is more reasoning, just showing you how to do it. You don't go and suck it up. You don't even have to kiss it up. If you're a musician and you blow wind instruments, like the trumpet and so, you'll notice there's a kind of way that you would put your lips. You kind of put your lips in a way so that you not necessarily kiss the trumpet, but put your lips against it. And that is what happens when you pull the chalice, you form your lip like that. In fact, you get a better pull, and you don't leave it wet for the next person to. I mean, that ain't a nice thing when you. Oh man, that's not a nice thing. Holy my God. Let's take out some of this here. So as I said, we're just meditating. We are actually preparing for our lecture this evening with the Honorable Priest Kailash Leons. We intend that to be wonderful. You may or may not have already had your ticket for that event. If not, you could still see the event. It is still available. You could still buy your ticket for the same $25 and the event, but you just wouldn't be in it live anymore. But this is Priest Kailash, traditional healer, great physician international, and it would be nice for you to get such information that I think is very important even at this time. But as I say, the next online lecture will be a presentation that we will be doing. So for those of you who have missed the Lalabella presentation, you can still see that here. Those of you who have missed the Bible decoded presentation, you could still see that, especially that's a must see as far as I have it. Those who have seen, who have not seen what else we did, Rastafari and the Roman, Rastafari and the Cosmos, Fairy Tale, Folly Days and Nursery Crimes. Yeah, these are all still available. Not as if the lectures are gone and you ain't going to see them again. You could still see them. Even there's a special price we have for the full bundle, where you could just see them all. And of course, tonight we have the Honorable Priest Kailash with us. But do not miss the presentation on the 27th day of March. That will be our next online lecture, and we will be talking about the science, mystics of the chalice, the Holy Grail. Not like what we're talking about now. Again, I hope you saw the first half of this. That's where we were, explaining how to utilize the chalice. In fact, we intend to do a video with the maker of these chalices here, so you could see yourself, how he would have put them together and how to utilize them. But you see, the mystic thing with me and the chalice, as I said, tonight we'll have the Honorable Priest Kailash Leons, and as a herbal physician, for sure within the realms, he can explain to you on different levels how beneficial the chalice is, more so than even utilizing, say, the spliff. But you see, the whole vibes with the chalice, of course, the chalice is preferred over the bong and all of this kind of stuff. But the science is that we do not partake of the tree of life without the element of water. That is key. I mean, there have been times where I didn't have any water, and not water, pardon me, any chalice, and his little bottles of water we would buy, take a carrot, fit the carrot so the carrot becomes both bubbler and cutchy, for those who understand the chalice properly. Both bubbler and cutchy, and we stick the carrot in the little bottle of water and get a straw and stick that in and bubble that out, because it's necessary. This is a sacrifice. This is not recreation. It's recreation, and there's no recreation. I mean, if you're just smoking a split, it's just you and your vibes. This ain't no anti-spliff campaign going on here. We're just showing you, if you understand what it's all about. That's what the marijuana is about. In my book, the marijuana is not, it's good, it can make clothes. That's good. The cannabis sativa, some people don't like marijuana. It is nice that you can make clothes with it. That's very good. It is nice that you can, make fabric and even concrete. Have you ever heard of hempcrete? There's something known as hempcrete, where you can make the material for the house out of the cannabis sativa. You can make tea. You can use it in edibles, shampoo, all sorts of things, and it was made for that. The fact that it can do that, that means that is what it was made for. But the primary reason for that plant, in my book, is not to be drunk as no tea. That's good, Don't get me wrong, drink your tea. But that's not the main reason God put that around. It's not even God put it nowhere. More than likely it would have been Ahmad, or Uncle Nkulu. I don't know how God get in our one. Yeah, I don't care if you don't like it. By now you should be checking what's going on there. We gonna stay there forever. Sure. Uncle Nkulu, or even better maybe Ashur, because these fellas were trying to deal with creation without the woman. She had to go on the moon and look in the mirror and say, how beautiful thou art, in a yellow dress. I wanted mirror in her hand, eh? Yes, Celine Dion said, do I have to bring water from the moon? Yeah, man. So you see, it's all about the chalice, eh? Yeah. This is, you know, I wouldn't really attribute it to the chalice alone, but it helps. It enhances it. You know, because we've been seeing the elements before we even smoke herb. But the point is, it enhances it. It carries it to another level, specifically, without a doubt. Yeah. So what we were really talking about, but it's all right, man. It's not. This chalice here. This is just a meditation we hold in it. Not a subject like we have to keep on target. We just holding a meditation with the people. But what is it we're talking about? Chalice. Oh yes, yeah, I remember. So yeah, the marijuana. I'm just saying that the cannabis sativa, the tree of life, its main purpose really is to be sacrificed. That's to me, that's the main. It's good. Humans in their, you know, in their wisdom, in their curiosity, have discovered other ways, and there are many other ways that it can be utilized as well. You know what I mean? You could take a gun, you know, and pong in a nail. If you can't find a hammer, no stone around, you can take a gun and pound a nail in the wood if you don't got nothing else. But we know that's not the main. I mean, it would work and work good, depending on the type of gun too and the type of nail. You know, everything, all things equal. But that ain't the reason why the hand made that gun. So the tree of life, that's what I'm saying now. You know, definitely the main reason why that is there. I'm telling you, beyond anything else. That's why it became illegal around the time that the emperor was crowned emperor, because that's the door opener. That's the stargate there. There's not another leaf bearing, fruit bearing, coming out of the ground essence that can be compared to the cannabis sativa. No aloes, no moringa. No, I shouldn't say it like that, because, and I don't feel bad. Some people may say, oh, don't diss the other trees. When last you hug a tree? We don't play around with hugging tree. We make sure we tell them good day, not good morning, no crime here. Good day and blessed love, and hug them and shake their hand and pet them like animals. You understand? So it's not as if there's any guilty feeling for saying what I'm saying. I'm just bigging up the cannabis sativa, the tree of life, you know, the gate opener, you know, Christ in his plantly character. Oh, Emmanuel, Rastafari. And the chalice now is the apparatus that was designed to carry out that sacrifice. All in the Old Testament talking about the sacrifice of lamb and bullocks. No, not because we can prove that. We will, and we have really. That's another thing. I mean, a lot of what I'm saying, or what I'm not saying, really, because I'm not saying it. But it's not for now, because that's a program by itself. We just kind of pulling the meds here. But we've done at least 2 programs directly speaking of the Holy Grail that you can find on this YouTube channel. The Holy Grail, which is the chalice. At least 2 programs. And then we would have still covered it in depth on other programs, I think, dealing with Mary, something of the sort, Mary, and any program that might be connected to water to some degree. The chalice would have at least maybe come up for discussion. Yeah, because it's a deep thing here. But what we're going to do on the 27th now, the online lecture, the mystery of the Holy Grail. Of course, we'll be covering a lot of those points because it's necessary to kind of go through the foundation. So that's why we would point them out. Of course, leading up to that, we will be talking about the chalice. That's why we have a chalice talk. So one's become more familiarized with the chalice. So those who would find it necessary to come to the lecture, because that's why it's there on a lecture level too. I mean, we don't hold no shots. I ain't holding back no punches. I just tell you how it goes. You know what I mean? If I want to feel it's important information, they will be there. You know what I mean? For real. I would say, oh, well, you know, everybody ain't got a $20. It's all right. I mean, listen, I ain't have no time to play with that kind of talk. You know, as I said, if you find it necessary information, you'll be there. I find whoever not there, just feel like it's not important to be there. Because if your life depended on it, you'd find $20,000. Nobody can tell me you're lying, so let's just cool out. But it's life-giving information. So there comes a time when the person that's giving the values, people like to say dropping jewels. You know, jewels is gems, diamond and so on. So there comes a time when the jewel dropper have to value what he dropping. And then maybe other times you could just drop them, but there's a time where you have to value what you drop in, and that's a word of encouragement to all of you, because in whatever field you are, I'm sure you have jewels that you drop into. You may be a carpenter dropping carpentry jewels, plumber jewels, there's all kind of jewels, and even if you're running taxi, there's a standard that I'm sure that you keep, and I'm sure many times you are not paid for your standing, but you just go through. We kind of doing a little business talk here. You just go through, you know. But there's a time, there's a space you have to carve out, so those who are watching would observe and say, well, yeah, man, that's what a man and that's what a woman worth. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Nobody come and clean the pool like her. Nobody. So you can't expect to give her no chicken feed like how you give Roy down the road. When he done the pool, still have a little moss here and there. When she comes, Crystal, weeks, I wonder if she come in the middle of the night and clean it again. But then she put in the pool, you know. Yeah. So yeah, you know what I mean? So she might be a little higher than the other fella. Roy down the road, but you know what I mean, Roy should have been a barber or something. You know? Yeah, so don't be afraid of your value and your standard, man. And as I said, that was just somewhat of a little mind your business talk. Definitely there for you. Give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life. Give thanks for Brother Israel Youth, Brother Israel Dyer, when they visited us on Green Castle Hill. Remember also, it's just two strongs away from the international spring equinox. That is 21st of March. And remember, I mean, this is such a marvelous that is going down here. You know, virtual edition of the hike to this place here, Green Castle Hill. And this is it's going to be 3 events really. It's actually the marijuana cannabis educational tour, which will be more than just a cannabis tour, because we will have, you know, elders of the Rastafari order, which will be speaking to all of our visitors and guests that will be sitting in with us. That will be, I think that's Thursday the 18th, and then Friday morning the 19th, Princess, that is when we are having the morning hike going up the Green Castle Hill. We would have no visitors this year, No one flying in with us. I mean, we discourage it. People still coming into the country, you know what? I mean, listen, you just got to be here. I don't have the time. I'm not going to go into that now. But we just found it better to cancel the literal spring equinox because of the, Mr. 19 and all the confusion that he brings. The covert 19 I'm talking about. All the confusion. COVID, you mean covert? What is that? Covert 19? Yeah, but so we'll be having the morning hike, the 19th, and we'll be having the evening hike on the Sunday. Now, what it is, I have to say that the timing for the Sunday hike might have to change because we originally had it planned for 4 going into 6 to see the sunset. But right now, well, as I said before, in this nation, Antigua and Barbuda, at this moment, the country is under a state of emergency. And it has been under curfew since last year, since the COVID thing kicked off. But the thing is, the curfew has widened and tightened. So the curfew now has tightened to the point that the curfew is 6 p.m. in the evening. You follow what I'm saying? So you gotta be in your quarters by sunset, by 6 o'clock. So you can't wait until 6 o'clock to try to get where you're going. You just gotta be there. So obviously, I mean, by 5 o'clock, any sensible person would know they should make sure 5 o'clock should be their lockout time. Don't even be playing with no 6 flat tire and so got they rough around here sometimes. So, but what I'm saying, so we might have to move up that time because the way it looks, they're not going to actually change that right away. But I'm not going to bore you with the run-ins of the national politics. I'm going to say that the Equinox hype will be wonderful. And if you have not received your ticket for such, remember it's 3 events here. This is the full, I would agree, the full live event. I mean, it's a grand package, really. But believe me, the 3 events, the 2 hikes, and the cannabis excursion, really, for 120. Well, it was 100, and before it was 85, but that time has passed. So for $120, believe me, this is a grand. Remember, it's 3 days, it's not an event. You come and sit in one day and say, yeah, man, that was good. And you go to work and do what you do, and you come back the next day, you're sitting again. Wow, look at those rocks. Wow, that's something else. Wow, I didn't know. Man, I wish I was there. I'm going to go next year. I hope this COVID thing is over by next year. Then you come back the Sunday again. Wow. And then this time you have other people speaking to you now, like Mr. Somebody and Mr. Somebody. We'll release that, of course. Our historians, even our herbalists will be around to give you a different understanding now of the mystic that we would have already showed you. So it's going to be a grand event, something nice. Your whole family can come in. You could invite friends to come and sit in, and you all watch it on the big screen. Take it from me, it will be worth it as it relates to that spring equinox experience. That's all in a meditation. So the chalice now. So you see, it's all about meditation. As I said, we do not. The water is very key because the partaking of the chalice is very symbolic to the whole cycle of life, and the plant represents the lamb, of course, the lamb's bread, as we say all the time. The lamb and the bread is the lamb's bread. It's all coded. It's science, and the God figure plunging into the water as the tree of life plunges into the water and comes out. This is why at the Last Supper, remember it's at the Last Supper, he told them, listen, do this whenever you eat and drink. Make sure you do it in remembrance of me. Speaking of the Last Supper, this picture is like a Last Supper. This is like one of the last outings of the royal, I am Haile Selassie. One of my very favorite of pictures, I must say. Yeah. So you say when you partake, you're speaking of the bread and the wine. The lamb's bread and the wine represents the blood of the lamb, the wine, very symbolic in all through the scriptures, the wine and the blood symbolic. The blood of grapes, the fat of the kidneys of wheat. Yeah, all symbolic. Even if you pick up what I said a while ago, the fat of the kidneys of wheat, chew on that and meditate. So it's all coded. That's the point. It's all coded. And when you partake of the chalice, it's a holy thing. It's something that is supposed to be done in remembrance of him. And not just even in remembrance of him, but somehow concentrating on his suffering for us. That is why this all came up at the Last Supper, just before the crucifixion. Because the holy cup is all symbolic, even that the sacrifice on the altar to cleanse and purify is so deep. Oh, give thanks. So yeah, but no, we do give thanks. This is like the first episode of Chalice Talking. We just sit and sip a cup. No specific subject, nothing really on the table, just sliding through. So in a moment, we will be entertaining the Honorable Priest Kailash Leons on our actually it's our first online lecture for a while. We haven't done an online lecture for a month plus. So this will be the first, but as soon as that is done, we are looking for the 27th of March. Mystic of the Chalice, Mystic of the Holy Grail. We'll be reviewing a lot of what we have spoken of in the past, so we kind of spark it and get ready. So when we meet on that day now, we don't have to go over, we can just hint and move on. Give thanks, life giver, the keeper of life. Definitely you yourself can get your chalice. Medi Chalice, created by the man Medi. One day we will sit with the man Medi and he will show you how it's done. You definitely order them by contacting us, creesize27@gmail.com. Yeah, Rastafari supreme, love and majesty.